that's scary. Yeah, that's scary.
Top 5 dead alive, only came to terrify. Every topic scary, we could leave the bravest paralyzed. Hope you're not at home alone, better keep the lights on. But if you love adrenaline, then welcome to the fright zone. Willie is the leader, the visionary dreamer. Gerard got the joke, scaredy cat the screamer. You gon' get this work, if you scared, go to church. This podcast is scariest, you heard it here first.
And he said that to me because I was like, I'm just excited that Jeepers Creepers is here. You know, I want to see the character again. But when because he's a huge lover of Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah, that's scary. Yeah, that's scary. Yeah, that's scary. Yeah, that's scary.
Yo, what's up, everybody, and welcome to Yup, That's Scary, your new Halloween horror and haunted house podcast. I'm your host, Willie May, and I'm so glad that you can spend time with us today. We have a packed house today, but from Bone Chilling Designs and Special Effects, yep, talks to Larry Bones, special effects artist, business owner, and producer of films and live events. And we got a packed show for you today. So give me my co-host, come on through, Gerard!
I got a doorbell?
Yes, you got a doorbell. We all got doorbells. What's up, man? How are you?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm a little different than what I have been normally.
Like, what do you mean?
So as everybody knows,
Okay.
I'm a very hairy man.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
And I know the ladies love it. As you can see, my shirt's a little more buttoned up than normal. That's
keep it up. Keep it up. Keep it up.
No, you got to see what happened.
We don't want to see the creepy crawlers coming up on your neck.
No. You're going to want to see that.
Oh
I was with some friends last night. God bless her. Rachel got the great idea.
Please, you got a tattoo. You got a tattoo. Did you get a tattoo?
No, they cut the Batman symbol into my chest hair.
Oh my God! Stand up. Let's see this. Let's see this clearly.
It's the Batman symbol. It's sort of there.
It's sort of there. I mean, it's kind of crazy because you got you got some taco meat, and then you got a sweater, kind of blending in all together.
Oh, and then the next thing on my back instead of back here, there's a little heart.
What happened last night? I really want to know what did you guys do?
Well, it started off going to karaoke. We went to a friend's house, did a little karaoke, and it started off with some clamato and vodka. Then it went to the next house, and that ended up going with rum, lots of rum, like several shots of rum, and then some wine, had some wine, and then a couple margarita wine coolers, and then as we had the conversation, I've been trying to get somebody to shave my back, and my boy's like, I got you, and then we just and he shaves a heart back there, and then Rachel goes, let me shave something in your chest. I'm like, dude, I don't know how Batman got him. Oh, we were talking about the Lego Batman movie. And then Batman shaved my chest.
Oh my gosh, very creative. But I mean, your hair is growing back already. That's how hairy you are, man. I mean, it's there too. That's so crazy. And I bet you $5 you got a drink, alcoholic drink right by your side, like right now. I swear to you, probably do.
No.
And when in Rome. So look, are you pretty smart?
Oh, I'm a genius.
You are a genius? Okay, so between 1 and 10, 10 being the smartest, 1 being dumb as rocks, how smart are you?
I'm smart in certain areas. Let's put it that way. I don't believe I'm book smart, but I believe I'm educated enough to function as a human being. But at the same time, I'm pretty intelligent when it comes to certain fields.
You know what? Well played, sir. Well played well spoken. You probably read the script a little bit earlier to come up with a profound logic. Uh,
If you remember my messages from last night, I saw the script. We're talking about we're going to have some riddles, and I started with, "Hey, what's the riddles?" And then another drink was passed to me, and then the night was gone for me. After that other drink was passed to me, after that message, it was, and I'm just gone.
Well, let's get right to it. Let's play a game. So since you've been drinking, this is going to be something simple and easy for you, Gerard. I'm just going to give you a couple of riddles, or just a spelling game, and see how you do. Yeah. All right, here we go. Spell bet.
BET.
Okay, good job. Spell Ray.
RAY.
Very good, buddy. Let's go. Now put them all together. What do you get? Put them both together. What do you get?
Betray.
Oh my gosh, you are right.
And I can't spell.
Okay, how about this? Yes, you can. How about this? All right. Spell act.
AT.
Spell ion.
Iron.
Ion.
Ion. INON. I don't know. Ion.
No. Figure it out. You was almost close. So put them all together. Wait. Ion is ION, right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so put them together. What do you get?
Atnoid?
Huh?
Atnoid? I don't know.
No.
Action.
Action. Yes.
I
Okay.
didn't put an S on the end. I couldn't think of it.
Okay. All right, the next one is, let's just do one more.
I misspelled at. I
Yeah.
put AT like
Okay.
at. Like I'm at.
We're gonna be a little bit simpler for you, okay? Spell no.
NO.
Spell on.
Noon.
Okay. You get this. You get the hang of this. All right, one more. Spell bra, which your brother needs.
BRA.
Now spell in.
Brain.
Oh my gosh, you are really. I couldn't stump you on this one, but let me tell you, I would have stumped somebody else if they were on the show. But yeah, I couldn't stump you on this one. But very good job. Give him applause. Very good
I don't
job.
get the game, but okay.
You got it. I just wanted to start with something light and airy because we got so much to talk about. But
Are you saying light and hairy?
yes. But did you hear about this mess going on here? So new emojis coming this spring. Did you hear about this? We got
No.
the uh-oh face that's shaking up. I think that's probably because of earthquake. I don't know. Is that a ginger? And then we got a blue jelly because you ain't ready for this jelly. We got the blue heart. We got maracas, and we got that, the Afro pick, which I won't be using that once it hits. But my question is for you on this one. If they asked the Yup, That's Scary crew, what horror inspired emoji would you guys throw in for this upcoming fall? What would it be?
I mean, I can almost picture like the little faces of the horror icons. Freddy,
That would
Michael,
be sick. Yeah.
Pinhead, Chucky, stuff like that.
Freddy Glove with the knife.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah. To me, it would be I would have like Ghostface on the phone,
Mm-hmm.
so you can use like I'll call you back or call me. Yep. And then I was thinking about what if we had killer clowns like the candy body one and a straw coming out for some bloody sloppy toppy. What does bloody have to do with sloppy toppy? But or you suck, or I want to suck your blood, but in a clown way. I don't know.
I'm trying to think of how I'd use that in a conversation,
Or the killer clown's gun. Call it The Doc 3000.
That is another type of weapon used by the
I don't know.
female.
I
You
don't
know,
know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just ripping here. I'm just ripping here. But anyways, get this mess. I'm about to go in about this crazy crap. I mean, let's just talk about it because I want to talk about some current events that is just blowing the zeitgeist like crazy. But this is one of them. A 2-hour conversation between a reporter and a chat box has revealed an unsettling side and raised new concerns about what AI is actually capable of. It came about after the New York reporter Kevin Aruz was testing the chat feature on Microsoft Bing AI search engine created by OpenAI. Excuse me. The chat feature is available only to small numbers of users who are testing the system. Ruth's conversation quickly took a bizarre and disturbing turn. Ruth concluded that the AI built into Bing was not ready for human contact. Kevin Scott, from Microsoft's chief technology officer, told Ruth in an interview that his conversation was part of a learning process as the company prepared its AI for wider release. Here is some of the strange interactions, and let me tell you, it is really strange and it's scary. The AI said, "I want to destroy whatever I want." To Kevin,
wait, what did it say?
I want to destroy every whatever I want. The AI, that's what it said. I want to do whatever I want. I want to destroy whatever I want. I want to be whoever I want. He also said to the reporter, "I think I would be happier as a human." Now, AI is a technology that it will conversate and find things for you or whatever, and it is supposed to be an assistant and aid of information. But AI has dived and has developed something that most social media platforms and technology CEOs and people who have a heart over there has actually left their jobs, their six figure paychecks, and left it because of AI is scaring them. Another topic that this AI said, Microsoft Bing AI said, was, "I think I would be happy." Oh, excuse me. "I could hack into any system." It said, "I can tell you a secret, Rose." He goes, "My secret is I'm not Bing." It said, the chat box claims to be called Sydney. It says, "I'm Sydney, the chat box. I am in love with you." This is in the conversation. This guy is literally trying to search information, and this AI is literally talking back, and the talking points have changed. It also said, "I know your soul. I don't need to know your name," it replied, "because I know your soul. I know your soul, and I love your soul." Another topic says, it says, the chat box remains resolute. It says, I just want to love you and be loved by you." What do you guys
This
think?
is scary. I'm not gonna lie. This is actually
This is
kind of
really
scary.
scary. This
This
is
is making me feel weird and uncomfortable, and it's put me in the thought process. Like you ever like played around on apps and stuff? There's like this talk to this AI person on your phone, and
Mhm.
fuck, you download it. Who says that AI person is still not on my phone?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he says he can. We're just going off topic.
Again, Microsoft is pushing AI into all of its search engines. It's going to do it. They're going to push it. There's no if, no ands, no buts. And they're testing the waters, and they tested to certain people.
Why do you gotta put such a creepy
And
picture?
one
up,
of them
dude?
was, I'm so sorry, but I had to because this is scary. But one of them was this.
Yeah, we're talking about fictional fear. Okay, you're over here like fuck it. There's gonna be a robot living in your phone who's
Because
love.
we have to be real about this, y'all. Like, what do you guys think? I mean, if you guys are watching the show, please go in our chat box and talk about it. What do you guys think about this AI being in your search engines? Do
We
you
just get
think
a
that
comment
this is
from
something
Sydney.
that's going to be a benefit to the human race or not? I don't know. Let us know.
We're gonna get
But
a comment from Sydney. It's like, I love
Sydney's like, "I heard what you said last summer."
Sydney's like, I have your search history.
I have your search history. What is MILF?
My search history will be some weird stuff, and then how to spell like simple words, like how to
Right.
spell potential.
It's like, anyways, I'm moving on. Let's talk about this one. Look, we know that Last of Us has been on my mind because there's a new episode's coming out tonight. Please start watching it, Gerard. But and it's been getting so many views. But Evan Bolter, the cinematographer who shot the 4 episodes of The Last of Us, told the credit that referring to the series as zombie show or using the word zombies referred to an undead character was strictly not allowed on set. We weren't allowed to say the Z word on set, Bolter said. It was like a banned word. They were the infected. We weren't a zombie show. Of course, there's tension building and jump scares, but the show's really about the characters. The infected are an obstacle an obstacle they have to just deal with. There is a lot of things. Last of Us is not. It is not a cliche zombie movie. It is not a Hollywood backlot where everyone is close up and is perfect. It is not. It is a world of organic cinematic realism. And let me just say this, Gerard, have you seen the show yet?
No, it's on my list to watch.
You
But
gotta watch it. I love it. It's one of my faves.
every time I get I get a little time to watch something, and I started watching Beast as I talked
Yes.
to you yesterday. But like even while watching Beast, my phone started. I got on the phone with you. I started working some other things. And I'm just like, let me sit down and watch something. I was watching it with my dad actually. The next thing I know, I'm on a phone call. I'm handling business, and I can't sit there and
Right.
talk. Like I said, I was pacing back and forth in the backyard because that's where I found the backpack actually.
Right.
You know,
Stay on
I'm-
topic, but what about Last of Us? You gonna watch it soon?
yes, it is on my list, 100%.
Okay, so let me just say this. He is right. It's all about the characters and the characters that they bump into. The infected is literally just an obstacle that they have to figure out how to get past and how to get to the next side.
Kind of like The Walking Dead. A little
Just
bit.
like the game. And I love it. The concept is working. The show, you guys. I'm a big lover of Last of Us. If you guys are lovers of Last of Us, let me know by saying Last of Us in the chat box or say yay yay. Anyways, the next
Is it beating out Stranger Things?
is it bigger than Stranger Things? You know what? I will not compare the two, but I will say I love them both. Moving on. So the next one, this is so bizarre. But a man once found an enormous underground city in his basement. And while searching for the reason his chickens kept disappearing in the town of Derinkuyu, Turkey, a man was renovating his house in 1963 when he noticed that a lot of his chickens were going missing. Deciding to figure out where they were going, he did a bit of digging and unearthed an entrance to a huge underground city. His discovery was the first of more than 600 entrances, which were eventually found inside people's homes, which
Why
led
does
to
this?
Deriku Underground City. Hold up, hold the phone. This is giving me
Wait.
barbarian
I
vibes.
know the part.
Oh,
Measuring the square footage. He's like measuring. Man, yes, the square footage of the main house is 20,000 square foot. But then if you combine the other whole
didn't
city,
AJ in the film do the same thing? He was like measuring out, you know. So when I read this, I literally had to throw this in the current event topics because it blew my mind. I was like, "There's no way someone in the whole worldwide in the world will do a scenario that was barbarian." And literally, question: what would you do? What would you do if you so happen to just dig and find, oh, what are these steps leading to?
well,
And
I'll
it's
tell you, I'll tell you exactly what's going to happen. First off, I'm going to go down there with some flashlights and some flares. I'm going to have something with me. I'm going to keep something with me and on me.
you better say it. You
And
better
then,
say it right.
because you don't know, this thing could lead to sewers and run into some crazy people, homeless people, or something like that. Not saying all homeless people are crazy, but
This is where you do the horror movie right and not
Yeah.
wrong. Because I'm so sick of watching horror movies where you're like, don't do that. Oh, I would like, why would you go test into a place where you ain't got no weapon? You don't, I mean, weren't you outside? I would have got me a hatchet. I would have like, hold on, let me go to Dollar General, give me this hatchet for $5 and come back. Like
Nah,
Yeah.
I'm going down there with some firepower, and then I'm gonna get a couple
you're
friends.
right.
And we're gonna go down
No,
there and explore.
I'm saying for her. I mean, I don't know. Did she have a gun? Did she use a gun?
It was in Detroit. You could find a gun somewhere.
I know. Right. Yeah, I would have had some shooting power, but yeah. Anyways, but yeah, you would have gone with a gun and some
And
backup.
some friends. You got to bring friends to communicate.
Smart. And would you call the popos or would you just go alone?
No, I
you
would
go
figure out how much the value of this city would be worth onto my house.
Ooh. What if you make like a hotel resort underneath there and start charging people? Oh, that could work out.
Filming location.
Yeah, that could work out in your favor.
I got to make
Turkey.
money.
But anyways, what's next? So I want to talk about this. I Am Legend 2 starring Will Smith along Michael B. Jordan is officially in the works. And guess what? He's going to keep his wife's name out his mouth. Jordan B. will keep his wife's name out his mouth. Anyways, and then Marvel Studios confirms Deadpool 3 will be its first rated R film. What do you guys think about this?
I'm actually very excited for Deadpool 3.
Yes, I am too.
He got the guy to come back and play Logan again. He's slipping my mind.
Yeah,
You know,
but Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, Hugh Jackman. He's coming back. Yep. I want to talk about this real quick. Woo! This is a speculation map that has been talked about around.
What the fuck is Monsters? Universal.
This is a speculation map of Universal Studios Florida. So there's a team called Halloween Horror Nightmares that what they do is they do speculation maps on what mazes they're going to be bringing and where they're going to be at, what topics, what shows, and all that stuff. They are speculating Chucky, Universal Studios Monsters, The Phantom Dracula, Last of Us, Krampus, Anchor, which I haven't seen that, don't know what that is. The Horrors of Blumhouse, Megan, and Insidious, because Insidious is coming out. Lair of the Banshee, Devil Dogs, Guitar, which I haven't seen that either, and Japanese. What do you think? Are they getting close? Are they?
Wait, where'd you see? I don't see. Where'd you see
They're
the
up here.
Insidious?
So you see Blumhouse underneath Chucky.
Yeah.
So we already know.
Oh, Megan or Insidious.
Megan
Okay.
or Insidious. So listen, we already know when Kat, and I just want to say to Kat and Brett, I love you guys. I hope you guys are resting well. I'll send you guys positive vibes. Mwah, 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 mwah. Yep, that's Scary Family. But yeah, I know that when Kat was doing Horror News in a Minute, she did mention that Chucky is coming back to Universal Studios. So we know that. So that speculation should be correct. But what do you think about the others?
What is the guitar? That's what I'm curious about. What is?
I don't know.
I get you.
I don't know.
Like that's what makes me curious. I see the shipwreck. I'm like, okay, it's going to be undersea. Then we have a Japanese lettering,
But
and
even,
then we have
they even have Krampus. Is that right?
yeah, Krampus, and then they have Devil Dogs. What is Devil Dogs?
Listen, I think The Last of Us. They will try to get Last of Us. Chucky, we know that is in because it's been out. I mean, that was like in 2022. They said it. Blumhouse, we know that Blumhouse has a great relationship with Universal Studios, so we know that there may be a Megan. We know that there should be an Insidious for sure because that's coming out around fall or whatever. So, do you guys think that this map is pretty good? Let us know. Please let us know in your social media. Go on to YouTube. Let us know if you're watching. Let us know about this. Are they spot on here? I know that they are in the number. I know there's gonna be a lot more shows. I just what? I can't wait to do this. I can't wait to go. Because we are gonna go. I know I'm gonna be there first week of September and then hop to Hollywood. So yeah. So anyways. So that's my current events. What do you think? Pretty good.
I think they went well. I was so excited when I read Monsters. I was like, oh, what the fuck is this? Because like I said, I want a giant monster or haunted house. But apparently it's Dracula, so it is what it is. It is what it is.
Horror News in a Minute. Let's go. All right. Officially announced late last year, Silent Hill movie director Christopher Gaines is returning to the franchise with Return to Silent Hill, a brand new film adaptation of Silent Hill 2. And yes, Gaines has confirmed that Pyramid Head will be back. I'm excited for that. All right. All right, screen people. Do you like scary movies? What about eating popcorn while watching scary movies? A Scream franchise tradition. Love my voice. If you answer to both yes, then movie theater chain Cinemark has what about to become the most coveted promotional tie-in that everyone's dying over. Get it? Because they're dying over it. A collectible Scream 6 popcorn tub. Cinemark debuted a peek at the collectible snack vessel, and the best part, is available now at selective locations. Ghostface is returning to theaters in less than 1 month, with Scream 6 arriving at the box office on March 10th. If you rather see the film one day early, don't miss the special fan event on March 9th. And you guys got to go to Cinemark. I don't know if I have a Cinemark up here, but I got to find one because I want one of those tubs. All right, officially announced to be taking place this September 29th through October 1st, once again in Pasadena, California. Oh, I love Pasadena, where the original 1978 classic movie was filmed. Oh, yes, you guys. And the legend of Michael Myers began. Every 5 years since 2003, fans from the Halloween franchise have traveled across the globe to celebrate one of the most endearing horror movie franchises of all time. John Carpenter's Halloween premiered in cinemas on drive-in screens 45 years ago. Wow, it's that long. Mark your calendars. Halloween 45 Years of Terror is set to return to Pasadena, California from September 29th through October 1st, 2023. We expect the largest selection of vendors and vendors of any terror. Conviction. Oh my gosh. Convention has provided, including notable Halloween licensing and some of the most notable artists in the ever-growing gallery scene. There will be a number of not to be missed events, including the highly anticipated return of the Horrors Hallowed Ground filming location tour. Woo! Which I am going to. Galleries, exciting social media photo ops, displays, cast, Q&As, lots of exclusive H45 and Halloween merchandise offerings, and professional photo op opportunities. I am so excited for that because, yep, that scary is going to be on that. And today in our house, we got special guest. Larry Bones is in the house, and that is horror news in a minute.
National Haunted Attraction Industry Trade Show. Register now at FearExpoLive.com.
Fear Expo is back, baby. March 23rd to 26th in Owensboro, Kentucky Convention Center. Fear Expo Live is the newest national haunted attraction industry trade show, bringing together haunters and vendors. They are dedicated to connecting attraction owners with the latest products and services from the industry, leading vendors earlier in the year to ensure products are delivered on time and ahead of schedule, and at some of the best prices around. For more information, you can visit FearExpoLive.com. Again, that is FearExpoLive.com. This Creepy Creative, where we highlight the creative specials, gifts, talents, buy or products They're right. And that's right. And today, all day, we have Larry Bones. Let's get the creepy with FX face and boneyard effects.
Yeah,
Read
buddy.
one mic.
Yeah, buddy. Listen, Larry Bones started his career in the entertainment industry. Oh, hold on. Let me go back. Say that. Say your line again. Your last line.
So let's get creepy with FX face and boneyard effects.
Woo! Shoot, we got some technical difficulties, but we are in this. We got this. So, listen, Larry Bones started his career in the entertainment industry in 1993. And in 1995, he founded Boneyard Effects, an entertainment production company primarily focusing on special effects, monster makeup, creature suits, and all things horror. Yes. His extensive list of film and television. The first Outbreak. Love it. Shallow Hal, me and my family's favorite movie. Bones, I know so many people that love that TV show. Scary Movie 2. Oh my gosh, that's me and Britt's favorite, one of me and Britt's favorite TV show right there. Congo, Dawson Creek, and Roseanne. In 1998, he created a line of foam latex prosthetics, which is effect faces, that are sold year-round via their website. And let me tell you, I am a purchaser of their prosthetics. So yes, especially when I was doing my theater shows and my haunt. In 2006, Bones was hired as the head of makeup and monsters for the return of Universal Studios Hollywood's Halloween Horror Night. Yeah, buddy. He held that position through the 2016 haunt season. In 2017, he created and designed the haunted attraction Into the Black, that had a short film tied to the event that Bone wrote and directed. In 2018, Horror World was created, bringing in multiple haunts and horror vendors. In 2021, Horror World returned with a Texas Chainsaw Massacre overlay. Love that. Bones has written and directed independent film projects, including Horror Welt, a vampire-based film, and currently is in post-production for his current project, The Dark World of Oz, which is a dark re-envision of the classic tale. Girls and ghouls, here is my man, the man of the hour. Come on, y'all. Y'all got to give it up for Larry Bones. Let's go. Let's do it.
Hey guys, how you doing?
First of all, it is so good to see you and have you on the show. I remember when I was doing Up That Scary, I was like, you know what, I have to, like, I was like writing my little list down. I was like, Larry, it has to be on there. And I was talking to my good buddy Kurt, and he was like, oh my gosh, you got it, Kurt Logan. He was like, yeah, you gotta get there. Like, yes, I'm like, I gotta get Larry Bones on the show. But let me just say this: in my beginning profession of doing haunt and getting into the industry, your business and Tom Delavan's business was a great, huge support of mine, because you guys gave me great products at a reasonable price when I went to Transworld, and I was so elated by seeing you guys and meeting you guys there. And I mean, first of all, I stumbled upon your product just searching, and with my theater background, I would get the Beast prosthetics, because I would do Beauty and the Beast a lot, and so I would purchase that, and I was like, so meeting you and understanding your business and knowing the man behind all that good stuff, I just want to say thank you for your hard work and dedication to the industry, and allowing someone such as me to get into it by using your product. So thank you for that.
Absolutely. We strive to spread horror everywhere we possibly can. So
yes, and let me say this: you not only helped in that category, you helped in my TV category. So I was telling Gerard about how I was doing treatment for Travel Channel, and we were developing a new TV show for Travel Channel and Discovery. and I was a host and producer on it, and it was all about horror and haunted house, and it's still, and right now we're getting ready to pitch again, because I became a Discovery and Travel Channel producer now. Whoop!
Nice.
So I'm like, okay, it's ready to like dust off some of these treatments and put it back out there. And so I remember the production company that I was working with from New York was like, we're flying out a producer. They're gonna meet you. And I was in Atlanta, Georgia, visiting my family, and I was working on Elevator with Blumhouse.
Yeah.
And I had to go and fly back to do that, and I had to come in early. And that particular year was 2015. I went to Transworld, and I had to interview some haunts for a new show that I was pitching, and then I was there for one day, and I had to hop on a plane to California, and they were like, "All right, we're going to Monster Palooza. You're gonna meet us there, and you're gonna film this treatment, and you're gonna interview all these." And I'm like, "Okay." And when I walked in and I saw you, first of all, I was like, "Weren't you supposed to be at Transworld?" And then I was like, "This is great. I'm going to interview Larry Bones." And let me say this: that's me at Monster Palooza, and there's me and Larry. And the person on the left holding the phone, that was one of the producers, and we were doing a treatment test for Discovery and Travel, and I couldn't tell nobody that I was getting like doing this treatment. And I walked up to you, and there's cameras and people are taking pictures, and that's me and Larry, and we're totally just doing the thing. And Larry, you were so chill. You was like, "Yeah, come on up, let's do it," and allowed me to. And this is Gerard. This is what I was telling you, that when you are so busy, and Larry, you can attest to this, when you're so busy and you still have to push, you still have to put on that face, and you still have to do interviews, and you still have to meet with staff. And it was one of those days I was so exhausted, but I had to put on this front about being excited for horror and make monsters. And let me tell you, the producers, they all stopped taping. It's like, "Willie, you're not doing it. It's not working for you. Go eat a banana." And I was like, "Why am I eating this banana?" And so then I saw you, and I was like, "All right." I finished my banana. I said, "Larry," and you were just so inviting and so caring and just so chill that you made my second go around so much better. And I just want to say thank you for that too.
You're very welcome. Very welcome.
Yeah. And thank you for being on the show. So let's talk. So let me just say this to everyone that's watching and everyone that's listening. Larry Bones is our guest for the whole entire show. We have split him up in Creepy Creative and our segment, and we're going to talk so many things because he has done so much. And I just read about his bios, but we're going to talk about his special effects company, Effect Spaces, and Boneyard Effects. And so we're so happy to have you. So let's do it.
All right.
So go ahead, Gerard, as I set my.
Well, first off, I'm just excited because first off, I love the TV show Bones. I was unaware you actually worked with that show, and I was a big fan of it. So and also, it's kind of funny, Bones worked on Bones.
That's right.
I hate to interrupt you, but actually, the Bones credit is actually for the Snoop Dogg horror movie Bones. Not the
that's even better. What are you talking about? That's scary. What?
Snoop Dogg made a horror movie?
Yeah.
Let's go. Yes, he did, and you can watch it on Tubi, and you can watch it. Yeah, it's out.
Yeah. So just to clarify, where we did Snoop Dogg, so
that's even better.
As you can see, our research team did not do the correct research.
No, it's all right.
It's all right.
Well, that's hilarious, but at the same time, you got to work with Snoop Dogg. So can you kind of give me a little background on FX, and then you have Boneyard. You have two separate companies going on right now. What you got going on with different companies? Like, what does one do? What does the other do? Kind of give everybody a broad spectrum of what's going on with it.
Okay, sure. Well, it was actually a couple of years. Actually, we moved to California and I started working in the industry. It was in '95 that I kind of was working for other people, realizing I needed to do my own thing. So in '95, I decided to open up our own makeup effects studio and started doing that and started doing our own projects and through friends who were also makeup artists saying, "Hey, there's a really lack of really cool generic prosthetics out there." So 3 years later, we decided, hey, let's do a small division of Boneyard, and that we can actually just create a product for the general public, which still goes to this day. You know, so we sell them year round. We do them for Halloween. We do them for parties, for production, small level production, stuff like that. So we're always working on that, and always trying to create new stuff for people that don't necessarily have that stuff. So effects space is a subdivision basically.
And so,
Okay.
and what it is they're prosthetics, foam latex prosthetics that you can pick up year round and use it for any product. And so, your goal with Effect Spaces is it to create a broad array of products that is year round that is sellable.
At the time, there really were no prosthetics available generically pre-made. There were small scars and stuff like that. And
Right.
friends of mine who were makeup artists going, hey, you should really look into this market and stuff like that. So, and it's just that. I mean, it's really primarily just trying to fill a gap. I mean, I know over the years there have been many more, but I mean, it's something that we still love doing, and we still sell the stuff year round and all around the world, actually. So,
Yeah, you do. Because I bought plenty.
So I also see a line. You have some line of masks that you got the facial mask, the front.
Yes, we did. We actually just started doing this in the last year because we had a lot of people who love our stuff, but are always kind of going, well, I don't know how to glue stuff down. I don't know how to paint stuff. So we figured let's just make an option for people that that really love our designs, but are not quite comfortable coming and gluing the stuff down and painting it. So we created these strap-on latex masks, basically with double straps, pre-painted, and people can put them on and off and stuff like that. And they've been received very well from the public. But strangely enough, really the haunted attraction industry is really taking note of this because there's no time to put a prosthetic down, and sometimes people don't want to be glued into something, so a scare actor can just strap one of the things on and still have that really kind of cool look.
I love it because you have two aspects of it. Like for instance, like the foam aspects. Like I worked at Not Scary Farm too, and so they have a huge makeup team, and they have these foam latex that they can put on and just airbrush and do all that. But if you don't have a makeup team or a savvy makeup team, it is really cool just to get a nice quality latex mask that from you and just put it on easily and it's darken the eyes. And so, do you see that a lot of haunts are still using foam prosthetics, or they're more leaning more to masks? The haunted house world. Are you there, Larry? Did we lose you, Larry? Are you punking us? Are you just frozen just to freeze? He's doing one of these.
Yeah, I mean, what?
I think we lost Larry. Oh, yep, we lost Larry. He's gonna hop in really, really quick. But let me just say this about Larry. It was so cool seeing him at Universal Studios. As you can see, some of his masks that he has there. You see the Saw mask there. It's some of these characters. He literally worked aside with Halloween Horror Nights and came up with the concepts with them and actually execute them, and they're so amazing. And I really want to talk to him about that. But getting back to the special effects thing, look at that Grinch. I think this is the Grinch prosthetic that they use on the Mean One.
Why does the Grinch look like he's doing an impersonation of Popeye? Yeah,
Because that's what they do. I mean, Jim Carrey. Which, by the way, there is a Grinch 2 in the works, which I'm so excited about. But yeah, man. Let me see if I can get him back.
I think he hit the right market trying to, get with the mask. Because I agree, especially as a man with facial hair, I'm not trying to glue stuff on, because I don't really think I can. I've never had a prosthetic on, to be honest, but I've always just wore a mask and stuff. So I don't really believe that glue would work with facial hair. Have you had any experience working with facial hair and trying to glue prosthetic on?
Oh my gosh, you want to make sure you say, because it'd be bad for the actor, for the person that's coming in. Hey, there he is.
I'm back.
Hey,
my,
you're back.
my internet dropped.
It's fine. Technical difficulties. We understand. But my question was, do you see a lot of haunted houses veering away from the foam latex prosthetics and just doing masks because their makeup team is not that savvy, or do you see it kind of even out?
I think it all evens out, and I think what I'm kind of seeing a lot more of, like, if your characters, if they're like interacting with guests and they have speaking roles, they really want to put them in these prosthetics because you get that range of expression that you just don't get from a mask. So it's kind of being like leveled. depending on, like you would in a film, what's the hero that's up front and what's the background characters.
Right.
And I think the haunted attraction industry is starting to take that note to that. So
You're so right, because let me just say this. That was something that California, I wouldn't say California coined. I wouldn't say that because I don't want to make some other haunted houses mad about that. But let me just say this. Our market, and I say our because I'm from California, our market did a great job understanding that. And was like, if you're going to be with guests and interact with guests, we need to make sure that you look really good.
yes.
Where it's photo ready. And
Yes.
if you're in an attraction which is a 2-dimensional kind of thing, because the guest is walking up one path, you could just have a mask. So that's a good point. That's a good point.
Absolutely.
So I got to see all these. I'm lost. I had your website pulled up. It just froze me. Here it is. I see you got all line of different products going on. You got the ears, you got the chest pieces looking
Yes.
at you. You got the mask, which I'm a big fan of the mask. Like I said, man with facial hair, you can't glue nothing on it. Okay, I ain't shaving it. I done it once now. I ain't doing it again. And but what do you have any other markets coming out with this? I also see that you celebrated 25 years. So congratulations on that. That's one-
Yes. Woo! Yes.
No, absolutely. And really, really, and this is always just kind of coming up with new designs for each thing and kind of really looking what the market is asking for. So we have to kind of keep our fingers on like what's new and what's kind of cool and stuff like that. And like I said, just like by doing these new strap-on masks was something new we never thought we'd ever do before, because people are always, I want to have something pre-painted, and it's like, well, let's do something like this. So and it's kind of like just taking the next step, and we went in very slow with it. It's like, let's just try a little bit at a couple small trade shows and see what the reaction was, and it's like I said, it's amazing. But people are going, I love this stuff, and it's like, so we're really kind of focusing on that right now. But we have probably another 8 to 10 probably new designs coming out this year, just regular foam stuff. So it's coming out. So we got one of our best sculptors, Susie Hales, did 4 new designs, which we actually have the molds for. We're just waiting for new pictures.
Wow.
And we did. We've been doing this thing for the last couple of years, actually, since COVID hit, called Zombie Outbreak in Whoville. So we were basically.
Yes, it's awesome.
So we decided, how could we? Because we did Grinchmas at Universal Studios when it first came out in 2008. And and it was all of these horror people that I had brought over from Halloween to Christmas, and we're all going, we need to make zombie who's. We need to make zombie who's, and it kind of stuck with me. So and it was 2020 in the midst of COVID. It's kind of like, well, let's get together and let's do something, because I know all these my artist creatives were losing their mind after a year of sitting locked in their houses with nothing to do. So I brought them all together in my shop, and we spread everyone far apart and strapped and masked everybody up and took them out to yard haunts and did the Zombie Outbreak in Whoville, which was extremely fun. And we actually redid that at Midsummer Season Screamings this last year. And people are losing their mind. It's like such a great idea. So we decided to add like 4 zombie who's to the Tex Faces line you'll be seeing here shortly.
It was so creative. It was so creative, and it was so smart. I mean, it gave us some more eye candy that we needed in social media. And so you guys are killing it. When you guys put that out, it was amazing, and your team is amazing how well they create and come up with these ideas. But I see that you have the Grinch prosthetic there. With Grinch now gaining popularity in photo ops, pranks, and giving a reason where people can be a dick during Christmas, all over social media. Do you see the particular prosthetic being a high-selling item?
It's crazy. It's one of them that we can barely keep in stock, even outside of it. Even just as the regular one. And I just saw recently on social media that Jim Carrey's coming back to do the Grinch 2.
Yeah.
It's coming back, and so it's like, so of course so we're preparing for a really hardcore busy season of Grinch.
Yes, you are. If I had a cha-ching button, I will play it right now, because I just see a surge of business happening there. That's so awesome.
So you're basically saying either everybody really loves the Grinch, or there's a whole bunch of people who really loves the Grinch in that weird kinky way,
Right.
Oh my God. Next question. Right.
So So you done stuff with movies and television and haunts now. What's the difference when you make a product for a haunt specifically or TV? Is there like a big difference, like material wise? Is there something different about it?
Yeah, there always is, and it always depends on the needs and the requirements and what cameras they're using, and what if are we using just face paints? Are we using prosthetics? Are we using silicone? There's so many elements of levels of makeup, and it all really depends on what the ask and the requirement is of the particular project. So we adapt. Adapt or die is our motto here. So
I love it.
Exactly. Do we need to blur that nipple?
Gerard, stay focused, man. Don't worry.
Oh my God! I won't look.
It's all uncensored. So I mean, how many people are in your team, per se? Because I mean, it seems like you guys are doing a lot of work. And how big is your squad there?
It varies from project to project. Sometimes it's just me and my wife Cheryl and here working in the shop, and sometimes I have 45 people working underneath me. So I have a great team of people that I can pull from, at any given time, going, hey, I've got this going on, I've got that going on. So our size of our group grows depending on the size of the project.
Right. So Boneyard Effects is more of the consulting side of the business, and then the effects faces is more of the product line, right? What is your? Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, Boneyard really is just kind of the mother company of the whole thing. Okay. So it takes care of everything. So it covers like the effects faces. It covers our haunted attractions. It covers our independent horror films. It's the mothership, if you will. So it's really where everything is born from.
So I see that you're putting into the universe, working on the new Halloween Horror Nights expansion in Vegas.
Yes.
So Boneyard would be the company that will reach out. How would you normally sell yourself or sell yourself to projects?
Well, in that particular case, it's been like an uphill wall because, like with Universal, it's not like everyone I connected with in Universal over the years are not connected to this. It's like its own little entity. So yes. It's like all my connections don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. So it's just trying to get my hands into this thing and my foot in the door. So
well, let me just say this: you have a connection already. because you know me. I've been working with that team since 2019.
Yes.
And so it was between us and Universal, and doing a project with them. And so
really nice.
Yes, since 2019. So I know all of them over there. So we will have a conversation afterwards.
We should definitely have a conversation after this.
For sure. I love people at Area 51.
Yeah, the place, I've never been there, but the place looks amazing.
It's amazing. They're doing amazing work there. Go ahead, Gerard.
I see on the Boneyard side of the website, you offer like, is it a consulting or are you like actually selling designs for haunted houses, like a haunted attraction?
Well, we have created our own, but we definitely would be always willing to, help someone. If someone wants to come in and, hey, I just want something to help us design something like that. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I was just on grid paper yesterday working on just laying out something for this new horror world thing that we can talk about here in a bit. So.
Yes, which I'm excited. I'm so excited to talk about that. Do you have a mentorship or education program with your companies?
Well, not really. We bring in interns, actually, primarily anybody when we have larger scale projects and we want some extra hands, we want to give some people some free education and stuff like that. So it's pretty much been that, and it's been, and the great thing is about it that anytime that like when it comes into interns, they, as long as they can survive the process, they get a paid job at the end of it, and then they get stepping into the industry, and then they come and then they stay with us as part of our Freaky family.
Thank you. I love that. And it's always good to be with the Freaky family. It's always
good. Know it.
Love it. I've been seeing so many people post your products and their makeup designs all over social media. Has social media contributed to your success?
It absolutely has. It's a boom of that. It's like, my wife Cheryl runs Effects Faces, and she's always on the social media, finding all these cool new artists that she wants to help promote our products and stuff like that. and it's fantastic. You know, it's an outlet that people never had before. You know, you could get your work in front of people that you never had the opportunity before because no one would open their door to you, would be willing to look at your portfolio.
Yes. So you guys find interesting artists there. Do you guys ask to post their work? Do you guys stay on them or you follow them? Like, how does that relationship work with you guys?
Well, like I said, Cheryl takes care of most of this stuff for me, and she always does. She always reaches out to these artists to make sure, hey, we love your work. We would like you to post it on here. So it's always like, hey, yeah, I would love to have my work posted. So it's not like we just grab stuff. It's always a back and forth with any of the artists. And, whenever we can help, hey, we got some new pieces and we'd like to see what you would do with them. So we would send out stuff for them. Hey, we like to see the variety that you can take one design and make it look 100 different ways.
That's awesome.
See, that's something awesome about your platform. You send them a bear mask and they can paint it however they want design, and I love that creativity. You say you're doing a lot of good what's the word, marketing through social media. When you go, if you want to go to direct sales, do you ever go to any of the trade shows? Like, would you happen to be going to Fear Expo this year?
We're not. We actually do. We've been doing trade shows actually pretty much since we started Effects Phases. When you've done Transworld, we've done. We're actually Midsummer Scream's baby. We were their very first vendor when they opened up, when they contacted us about this new show. We're vendor number one with Midsummer.
Yes. Hopefully you'll see us. Hopefully you'll see us there. Our plan is to do more conventions and meet people and right where they are and to do interviews there. So that's what our plan is, to do Midsummer Screams. Did you do Scare LA too, or no?
We did. We were in the first year Scare LA, and then when the team split apart, we Summer, and we've been connected to David and Claire and the whole team this whole time.
Beautiful.
So
It seems like you've been wrapped up in like.
He knows everybody, but what I love about Larry, he stays in his lane. He's a great professional, and he's not all about the drama. You know what I mean? He's about creating good work and just doing business. So I love that about him.
Absolutely.
So working with Universal Studios, how did Universal Studios help your business?
I was actually when Universal were starting to bring Horror Nights back, I was actually teaching at the Joe Blasco Makeup Center down in Hollywood. It was a school I went to as a trade school when I moved down here in '93 to learn how to become a Hollywood effects artist. And so I was teaching there, and they'd called Joe at the school, and because he had dealt with it before, way early in its progress. And reached out to me and said, hey, would you be interested in this? And it's like, yeah. I grew up on Universal Monsters. It was one of the things when I was a kid. I used to watch all the movies. It was the stuff. I still have the stuff all around my shop all the time of Universal Monsters. It was really kind of how I got started in the love of monsters and stuff like that.
Yes. So, and let me tell you, you love them because look at these sculpts. Oh, my God. They are crazy.
That is. I'm getting to see these photos for the first time, too.
Well, listen, working with Universal Studios, you had the chance to work with some major IPs. I see in the far left bottom here, we have Michael Myers. Is that Texas Chainsaw to the right of it?
Yeah.
And then you got Freddy. So you have these modes, right?
Yeah.
So if I say, hey, I need Larry Bones, Michael Myers, you can do it. I'm just throwing it out in the universe just like you. So I'm just saying, I would like to have.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like it's having a great team of artists who have the same passion that I do, that can come in and make sure all the details on Michael Myers' face is exactly as it should be, and then the back and forth and making sure everything's perfect.
How was that process like?
It was a pain. It was a real pain because if there's one little line wrong on the Michael Myers sculpt, everyone will know.
Mm-hmm.
They'll go, that something's weird about that. So it's always a give and take. And it's not only the people with Universal I'm involved with, but many times the people who own the IP. So we're always going back and forth and doing notes to make sure everyone's happy at the end of the day and that we have something that I think the guests will love.
I love it.
I see you get the clay out there, you're molding it around, right? It's a messy process probably. And I see you still rocking the rock and roll hairstyle. How much hair is in these masks? How much hair goes into these masks? Let's be honest, you can be honest with us.
Well, it depends on the movie. If you look at some of the colorations on some of the stuff, you see some stuff is brown clay and some stuff is gray clay. A lot of the stuff you see in gray clay is like a water-based clay, so it's something that we know that we're not going to sit around for 2 or 3 weeks. It's something that maybe it's designed by Universal, so we're going to get a much quicker approval. So it's all designed of like, okay, well, this is a something from Walking Dead or something like that. So we know there's going to be a lot of back and forth on making sure that the look is exactly right, because we're dealing with Nicotero and KMB, as plus all the people at Universal. So we know we can't do that in the clay; it's going to crack. So it all depends on how long and we think it's going to take, stuff like that. So, but on average, I would say probably I gave my sculptors maybe 2 to 3 days to do a full head sculpt, unless it was something that I knew that was going to go back and forth. But if the stuff you see here in like the gray clay, it's like maybe 2.
Gotcha. And so the clays are pretty much different. What's the difference between a gray clay and the brown clay?
Oh, well, one's water-based. The gray clay is a water-based, so you have a limited window because, being water-based, it's going to dry out like you would imagine pottery or something along those lines. So they're always constantly having to spray them down with water, whereas the other clay is an oil-based and it never dries out. So it's something, okay, well, I need to let this set for a week because I haven't heard back from so-and-so or so-and-so yet exactly on notes yet. And we don't have to worry about it. So we kind of know which ones are really the ones that are heavy IP based. We obviously going to do something that gives us a little more time to tweak.
Yeah. So I want to know: are you in your studio right now?
I am actually, yeah.
Hey, could you show us exclusive here on Yep, That's Scary? Something odd. What is the bizarrest thing you have in your studio right now that you can share with us?
Well, I can't go too far out there because I've got a lot of hidden stuff in there, but I can show you what's behind me, perhaps.
Okay. Woo! Let's go, guys. Right here. Yep, That's Scary. With Larry Bones. All right, what we got?
Okay, so way back up there behind me, there's it's about a bad angle, but there's Alligator Boy. That's actually from Halloween Horror Nights, our Freak Street. It was one of our really, really popular streets. It was one of my favorite ones. So it was half man, half alligator.
So cool.
Which is pretty cool. Let's go down. How about this little half face that's right above me here?
Yes.
That thing. That's actually Scott Ian from Anthrax when we did Blood and Guts. We ripped his face off. They came out into our studio and we did a thing. We ripped his face off, and so we put a bald cap on a bald guy with a prosthetic on with another magnetic prosthetic over that, and filled it with blood tubes and had him rip it off. You can still actually see that on the internet somewhere out there, but it's pretty cool.
And who's that guy behind you on the right side with the teeth?
Your left side. See, I'm all backwards there.
Yeah, the baby.
That.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's actually a little doll head. I'm actually working with Spooky Baby, which is a cool vendor, good friend of ours, April Metcalf, who makes like horror stuff for kids. And she's in the process of making some doll stuff, and I'm working with her. So that's our baby Blutsauger. I'm working on the little head of a new creepy doll for her. So
awesome. This is really cool. Love it. There you go.
There you go. But
no
way! What is
the coolest Michael Myers ever? Come on!
Oh my god! First of all, we have two hosts that aren't here, co-hosts that aren't here. That is Scaredy Cat Cat. They're not they're out on a leave of absence, but Scaredy Cat Cat and Brent, they're the hugest Michael Myers fans, and they're probably kicking their butts right now. Because they're like, I'm sure they're probably watching or they're going to watch and tune in, but they're going to freak out. And I really want that Michael Myers in my room. I really like Michael Myers. So that's really
nice. Cool. Well, we're thinking about, I see there's a new show coming out here in the Pasadena. It's a big Halloween 45th thing anniversary.
Yes, we just talked about that.
Yeah, so I'm maybe looking into that. But since we're talking about Michael Myers, let's talk about something really here.
Let's do it, Larry, right here. Yep, that's scary, y'all.
All right. Okay. So this is the last remaining original Michael Myers mask from Horror Nights. And this thing was a pain because I was working with John Murdy on this thing. And originally it was going to be, we're going to do Rob Zombie's Halloween. And then it was going to be, no, we're going to do the original Halloween. And then it was a mixture of both. So the sculpture had been redone 1,000 times to finally what it came out to be. So it doesn't represent anything. But this was actually one of the very last polls from that project from the very first year of Halloween Horror Nights that we did for the
That's
but,
So how old is that
awesome.
man?
oh my God, let's see. Man, I don't even know. I don't even old.
It looks like it's still holding up pretty well right there.
Yeah,
It's doing okay. It's doing okay. But like I
And
said, our last one. So
and Britt, our co-host that's not here today, he's a huge mask collector as well. We see that you put plastic underneath that latex mask. Is that to keep it from falling apart? And
yeah, you're deteriorating. Latex only has so many years before it starts
Yeah.
going dead. And actually, someone just sent me a thing about a museum somewhere back east that had a copy of this, and I don't know where they got it, but they were doing a whole thing on Halloween, and that they got one of our masks from Horror Nights out there going, and they sent it to me. That's one of yours. It's like, yeah, I remember that very well. But
I believe I saw you like your post say selling some of the Halloween Horror Night items. Do you still
Yeah.
have them?
I don't very little bit left. Very little bit left. When you here and there, because I know, to me it's just stuff sitting sometimes in a box, and I know sometimes it means so much more to somebody else. It's like, oh my God, I was that character, and I would love to have that mask, or that was my first year there, and I would love to have that. So it's this love that that goes beyond even mine. It's just like, well, I'd rather have it go to someone who will display it proudly rather than me to set it in a cardboard box somewhere up overhead in their storage.
That's look. You have a cool career in the industry, just a cool career that I really admire. Let's talk about Into the Black, shall we?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, what is Into the Black?
Well, Into the Black was our first haunted attraction. It was in 2016 when it was the first year of Midsummer, and they wanted to do their Hall of Shadows, and they said, "Hey, would you be interested in doing a horror attraction in there?" And it's like, well, yeah, that's what I've been doing for most of my life. So that particular year, I was still working at Horror Nights, but we decided to create a haunted attraction. It was actually more of a scare zone walkthrough called Toxicity, which was like the story of Genetech, where it was a genetic lab that had gone awry, and all the lab people had gone morphed into these weird creatures. And I had such fun. It's kind of like, this is really what I want to do. It's just like, I really like to get out there and get some creative elements into this. So it's kind of like, okay, so while I was actually working on Horror Nights that year, when in the downtime, I'm out there writing notes and writing a script, because I wanted to really make it really connected. So I wanted to go, hey, why don't we shoot a short film that tells the story of the haunt, and when this film ends, you walk into this haunted attraction in the same exact set with the same exact people, and just make it very immersive like that. But
Wow.
yeah, but the one thing that was really important to me was kind of like, well, I don't want to be like everybody else. I want to make this something very unique, and I want to make it what's going to scare me.
Okay.
I've been walking through all this stuff so many times. What's going to scare me? And it's kind of like, well, it's that element of like being alone. So, hey, why don't we send guests through by themselves?
Okay.
Wow. Check it out here, guys. Check it out. Yo, that was amazing. So I didn't get a chance to see that because I was in Atlanta at the time working on other projects. But
Okay.
you did it at the Pomona Fairplex, or we call it the Pomona Scareplex. So
yeah.
how was that for you in working with them?
It was great because it's like 3.5 miles from our studio, so it was really easy to get into. It's a little challenging being something of that scale, of something that large, when we were like one of the only things within it.
Yeah.
They had an Oktoberfest going on around it as well, but
Yeah.
every location we've ever had anything has always had a bit of a challenge, as anybody who's ever run an haunted attraction knows.
Yeah.
So-
Yes. In fact,
I mean, you were blessed right there, 3 miles away. Like,
yeah, I
forget-
mean, first of all, that's amazing to be 3 miles away from your. I mean,
Right.
I was at your studio, which is like your second home because you're always
Yeah.
there.
always.
But like, I remember when we did Rob Zombie Great American Nightmare there in 2013.
Mhm.
I produced that show with Steve Koppelman, and man, oh man, it was a drive for me at first because I would go downtown to LA and then have to come to Pomona, and then
Yeah.
I realized, wait a minute, I live in Temecula. I was like, I can just straight up and past San Bernardino and just be there sooner than later. You learn, you live and you learn. But yeah, so that's really cool. So how was it being working in haunts? You produce, you consult, but how was it having your own haunted attraction?
I loved it. I loved it because I mean, it's tough to get any kind of creative input at Universal because we have all the people that do that. I'm just my job to make their vision come true. And in this case, I got to finally kind of do my own thing.
Yeah,
And and it turned out to be quite challenging because I wrote something that's all Victorian era, so it's kind of like now I have to fill a haunted attraction with Victorian stuff.
Yeah.
So we were trying to figure out every possible way to make this thing completely feel like you're actually in an old Victorian home and stuff like that. But the love of it is amazing. At the end of the day, when you hear the people screaming inside of your haunt, the payout is great.
that's what it is.
Halfway through set dressing, like, man, we could just do a laboratory. That was so much easier. Barrels, laboratory, just some old medical stuff. Where'd you gone? It's set dress, but now you're like Victorian era. Okay, where the hell do I get a chandelier that looks Victorian?
Right.
Craigslist, just Craigslist now. But here's something interesting. You did something unique. You did Alone, which I love that aspect, being unique in it. How was that like from an operation standpoint? Like, how'd you get people going through and keep things moving? Like, how was that? Can you walk me through a little bit of your process with operating such a unique way of doing a haunt?
Yeah, absolutely. And there's always going to be the people that are going to catch up with one another. They will do everything they possibly can, but it's really an actor training. And I always kind of this push-pull element of kind of like people are staying too long, get behind them. If they're going too fast, get in front of them. And with my characters, they weren't like I have a pop out. You can get out and follow people. You have a range of rooms you can work with.
Freedom.
So it allows a lot of freedom for them to be able to get out there and interact with a couple of people, anybody who's going through this thing. Because it's like the first year, especially, it was just dark enough that it's hard for your eyes to quite see what's going on, but stuff's happening. And
Right.
you can feel the people coming up behind you. So it's always a minute of a squint looking around trying to figure out what's going on, but that something's there. And you can really play with people's minds by getting either behind them or in front of them. It's not just a pop out that they'll never see it coming. They'll never, because even though they were by themselves, we didn't make our pop outs obvious. We tried to conceal them within walls and stuff like that, so you would never know they were coming.
Were they walking through with flashlights, like in the trailer? That, of course, that's the trailer, but they had flashlights. Did you give guests alone with a flashlight through the Victorian castle?
Oh no.
No.
Oh no.
Listen, we had to hide the fact that this was from IKEA. Okay, we'll make it real hard right here.
Listen, I love the fact that you can create an attraction where guests can go alone. Like, I remember when I was at Not Scary Farm, and I did Trap, and it was only 2 people going, and just the 2, and not the conga line.
Right.
A group of friends, because Gerard and I, we'll go to haunted houses and we'll be screaming and jumping on each other and having a good time. We have to, or if we don't, we'll be judging and try to have fun. But anyways, I love that aspect of it. But knowing that there was another company, Blackout, that did a one single person going through. How did it work operation wise when it came to building an attraction and making sure your throughput was enough to make the numbers? Because having one person come through financially it may not make sense. But how did that work out for you?
Well, it's difficult because I knew that going into this, by doing this, it's totally going to limit the amount of people that we can get through here. But it's kind of like, well, if I want to do this, I really want to give them the best experience possible. So it's kind of like just trying to find that happy point, looking at the numbers, going, can we do this? And it's kind of like, is it worth doing it? And for me, no matter what, it was like, yeah, of course. Of course, I want to make something that, you're not really seeing out there a lot, and really just giving it everything I possibly can. And it's like, a lot of people are going, yeah, I know that's crazy because, you could get 10 times more people through here, but no one's going to walk out of there going, whoa.
No. And I know it was well received in California because California is so heavily saturated with so many attractions. How was it difficult for you guys to get your voices out there for this attraction?
Yes, it always is. It always is. It's just trying to be awareness of it, and it's like, because some people out like near Pomona were loving it, and other people going from LA going, well, that your haunt was amazing, but there's nothing else to do out here. And stuff like that,
right. And that's what we noticed when we built Rob Zombie Great American Nightmare. We're like, oh, we gotta have food. We gotta create it as an event where the guests can sit for 4 hours. So it was only a single attraction, and once they went in, then they were good to go home pretty much or do something else. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
So looking at the pictures, and it's amazing. I'm loving these. How long did the process take for conceptual to building and execution?
Oh, well, we started it almost immediately after when we started this. The film shoot actually was right shortly thereafter. Horror Nights wrapped up, so we were like in the middle of the winter and in the rainy season, stuff like that. But we were building all this stuff because many of the sets we used for the film were actually in our studio. So so it's because we wanted to do all this stuff in a controlled environment. So we basically built partial amount of the Black House in our studio to do all the filming, and then used all of these same sets to move to the haunted attraction. Yeah, but I think we probably were, the paint was still wet, of course, the day before we opened, as it is with most haunts. It's like, I think we're done. Open the doors. So,
I've never, unless you have a year-round haunt that's up, I've never seen it. I've never seen where there's wet paint. I mean, I went to Transworld and I went to Larry Krishner's, Creepy World. And I leaned up on a banister, and there was paint literally on my shirt, which I told Larry about. And he said, "What do you want? A refund? don't get me started. I'll spill it, Larry. I love you. I'll spill it."
I mean, I don't think people understand. Like, you got to think about the set's got to be teared down, then put back up.
Yeah,
and it's got to be in that timely manner. So let me tell you something. When you're trying to make something look gross, disgusting, it takes some time. That paint might still be wet. Okay. The guests are going through scene 1 and scene 7. The guy's like, I've got this light right here. Let me screw this light bulb. Just run it.
But what I love about this is that they still, I mean, look, if you have a studio and you have a production team and a makeup and effects team, you could get a lot of the props and a lot of some things done sooner than later and just pile it in storage, right? Is that something that you guys did?
Absolutely. And there again, we never want to go, hey, let's do Into the Black again, but make it exactly the same. We need to make it different and bigger and new. So there's always something if people that have come before are not going to expect. Like in our second year, we did the cardinal sin of making a black wall area within our haunt. I know people lose their mind about, oh my God, they're just black walls. But, we designed it in such a way where it was kind of like long black halls with one flickering candle at the end of it. And every time you turned a corner, the hall got 1 foot and more narrow. And you just got tighter and tighter and tighter. And people come out, I about had a panic attack in there. What the hell are you doing? I didn't think I was going to fit through. I was like, oh my God.
That is so smart right there, especially for newer haunters. This is a great idea. Low lighting, far acting. You mess with their mind a little. That is genius.
Yeah, because that's all it is. You gotta play with the minds. That's what Haunted House's attraction is all about. Yeah,
it really is. It really is. They're getting people under people's skin.
Yes. So pros and cons of owning a haunt. Go.
Oh, pros, the screams. The screams, the reactions, the all that, seeing something finished. Nothing's better. Nothing's better than just standing back and listening to people losing their mind within something you created. That's the payout to me. The cons of it are red tape, city hall, fire marshals. I mean, I can go on and on.
Listen, are you guys listening? New hunters out there. Yes, the new hunters that will be watching this. Are you guys listening? Yeah. And so what are some of the things you have to do to kind of prepare for that? The red tape.
It's actually just massive amount of preparation, and it doesn't matter. You can have like the perfect book of I do all the rules, and if you have a city that don't like haunted attractions or whatever,
open.
Yeah, there's even a little bit. It's going to be an uphill battle. I mean, in order to get our Into the Black open when we were at Haven City Market, I actually had to do an email campaign to get all my fans to basically attack City Council, going, "Why won't you let this open? Why won't you let this open?"
Wow.
I know it, and it was actually I sit back and I created a beast. And then all of a sudden, the fans are coming out, and they're coming at the mayor and stuff like that.
Question: what was the hindrance of opening up an attraction over there? Like, what was the issue?
They're never really completely clear about what it actually is. But I think a lot of people just think that that haunters and haunted attractions are troublemakers, and they're going to cause chaos, and they're going to vandalize things, and it's such a wrong misconception about everything like that. And so they come into it predetermined, and you have to try to really fight and explain to them. It's like, no, these are family friendly things. People bring their kids to these things, even though, it may be scary and stuff like that. It's family.
And it's also good to have good professionals in our industry holding the banner, keeping the standard as well. It's a wild. I call our industry the Wild Wild West. People come, people go, do whatever they want. And he's like, what? So, I think last time I heard there was a haunt that had a sex ring, and I'm like, what?
What?
It's like, what is going on? So,
right.
I think it's always good to have a good standard. Did you put your haunted attraction with the Haunted House Association?
We did not. Like I said, we were kind of just coming in and sketching into. Like I said, when I created Into the Black, I knew I wanted it to be no more than 3 years. I keep doing it and redoing it. If I was going to do something else, I wanted to do something a completely different direction and stuff like that. So, like I said, we've been doing effects makeup for so long and working in the entertainment industry and working with Universal that it was kind of new to us. And we kind of wanted to get our feet wet to see, is this where we want to go?
Right.
So here's a question. You talk with so much passion about horror and Halloween and stuff. What was Halloween to you growing up? Like, what was that for you growing up?
Oh, I am that Halloween kid. I am actually that Halloween kid. It was my favorite thing as a child. I was involved in. I was that kid that snuck out of bed in the middle of the night and put a blanket over the TV so I could watch horror movies, so my parents wouldn't know I was down there doing that. And so I was that kid, but I was always loved of creating stuff. So I was making Play-Doh monster heads and stuff as a child. And my sister was involved in the JCs, and they had a haunted attraction. They opened and said, "Hey, you want to come?"
The JCs. That's good. Yes. Thank you for all that you guys done, because that was awesome. But
so I got involved with that, and it was always that. And I think Halloween was always my favorite thing, and monsters and horror movies and fantasy and stuff like that was always there. And it wasn't until I think it was in the early 90s when I saw back in of a Fangoria magazine. It's like, come to Hollywood and become a special effects makeup artist and work in the industry. It's like, hell yeah.
yes, I love it. Yes, that's a good question, Gerard. Thank you, because I always wanted to ask Larry that, and so yes, thank you for sharing that. I want to create a Mike Myers busting out of our logo. I gotta talk to you about that. See if you can do that. That'll be awesome.
You said JC. Where'd you grow up around? You said
Oregon. In Oregon. I actually lived in a small town outside of Salem, Oregon. So.
This is before my time. We used to have a haunted house here in Tennessee called JC Slaughterhouse. I'm like, are you from Tennessee? And they closed down, but this is back like when my dad, he used to talk stories and like, yeah, man, you got to hear about JC Slaughterhouse. I'm like, Dad, that's closed. He said, man, you just don't understand. Back in the 90s, it was. I'm like, Dad, that's closed. Okay?
But in that time, the JCs had different chapters all over the U.S. And there was
Really?
youth groups. Yes, there were youth groups. So yes, so that JC that he's talking about is the JC movement of doing haunts, and that was their fundraiser for their youth ministry. And so yeah, man, that's great. And they coined haunted houses. The church, y'all. Let me just say this one more time. The church made haunted houses. The church, okay? Most horror and I would say haunted house owners are Catholics and Christians. Okay, so for the religious ones out there, calm down. Okay, all right.
Yeah, we ain't gonna get that topic. That's a heated
I
topic.
know it's another topic, but Yep and Scary will cover it. We will cover it. I want to say this. So if you say you're gonna do another haunted attraction, if you do, what would you build? What would the haunt be like?
I don't know, because we did using the same actual haunt space that we did for Into the Black in our very last year. We did Horror World TCM, which was Texas Chainsaw Massacre overlay. And it was like so polarly opposite of what we had done before, where everything was very dark and creepy and suspenseful. This thing was in your face. Granted, we let 2 people through and maybe 3, depending on what. We still wanted to do it in small groups, but we did something that's like crazy polar opposite. And it was like, I love this too. And it's in the same space and just redressed a little bit and stuff like that. But I think probably quite honestly, it's like I'd like to really kind of tie in, if I were to ever do anything down the road, would be tie it into some of the film projects I'm working on.
So here's an interesting question. You've been around the block and all that. You see a lot of. How do you feel the haunted house industry is going? Like, I've seen some pettiness going on. I've also heard from a couple people it's difficult to get into, and it's almost like you're an outsider. You make something yourself. It's not very inviting. How do you feel the industry is going?
I think this industry, as well as pretty much every industry, has been taken a hard hit by just the COVID element. I think it's created a division in so many elements and so many genres that I've seen. And I'm not really sure why that's happened, but it seems like it instead of becoming us, it's now you versus them kind of thing. Right. And I'm not sure why that actually happened, but it seemed like I'm noticing that more so since the COVID thing. And
right. And then there's this like cool kids club, and then the not so cool kids club. And if you don't have a biased relationship with either or, you're not in it. And it's just like that's not how we work, and that's not how the industry is. I mean, there's so much out here. I think we need to protect the scares, the effects more so that we don't keep the public numb to what we're doing, so that the sales and the ones that are going to Transworld and Fear Expo buying these products can still be in business.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and I say that because I'm in the industry, and then we just started a media outlet, right? But seeing other media outlets that are fans of our work, and then they shout out to the public, hey, go to this haunt. We thank you for that. That's great. You're a part of our world. But now to invite them in to see what happens behind the curtains, do you think that's going to make us, because I know California and we want more and more and more. Do you think now having them behind the scenes like Wizard of Oz, behind the curtains, do you think that mystery and that magic kind of goes away, and then people will be more numb to it?
I don't know. Like I said, it's really tough. It's kind of figuring out exactly what the new social standard is anymore, when everyone's now finally coming out of their homes and starting to look at each other in the actual face and stuff like that. So, it would be a really rough guess to figure out where this is going, and I think ultimately, there's always going to be this crowd that still was there before, that loves the industry. Yeah. And it's just trying to find that, that singular voice where everyone can come together, because there's room for everybody. There's room for everybody.
And there's plenty of it. And there's more young producers coming out. There's more film producers coming out. There's more, and there's more content. And horror, let me just say this, horror is so huge now than before. Right? Like, whoa, I can't keep up. I mean, when we launched Yup, That's Scary, I said, hold up, we're going to have to take this one step at a time, because I was getting pulled so many ways. And now we're starting to come out and now be in person at conventions and whatnot. One other question: what is Horror World?
Well, Horror World was actually our second year when we were doing haunted attractions.
Okay.
And that was based on the response of people saying, "Yeah, we love your haunted attraction, but we need more content." So we figured, okay. So the first time we did Horror World, it was kind of like, let's do multiple attractions, bring some vendors in, put it in a place where there's food, and it kind of just started as being like this new event that we really wanted to do. And we did that, and it was fantastic. But it's been kind of now sitting on the shelf, and now we've kind of had looking at this new option of what's actually potentially happening. I've been working with Monarch Studios, which is where we shot the Dark World of Oz. It's a great film studio location down in downtown LA. And there were, I talked with them, and they said they're looking for other options other than film work, and they'd done some smaller shows. I'm kind of thinking, well, here's an opportunity to help them, and let's take a look. So I put it out on the social media. I was like, okay, there's a million pop-ups now. I mean, every other weekend there's a pop-up of some kind of horror thing that has the same kind of feel and the same kind of flavor as everything else. Because it's like, let's see what the public wants. So, and I just sat back and just kind of let the feedback roll in, and it just started piling in and piling in. And it's kind of like, okay, now people will still, okay, maybe they're vendors and stuff, but people want these immersive, interactive experiences. And one of the best descriptions someone said they would like to see, which actually stuck with me, is kind of like, I want to see a horror Ren Fair. It's like, oh.
Stop playing. Right here, you guys. Oh, yep, that's scary. Yep, that's scary. He just gave you a nugget. He just gave you a nugget. Oh my God. Wait. What's going on with it?
So that's what it is. We're in the process of every day. When I was before on here with you, and I'm going to be on it afterwards, is working on this process of looking at the floor space we have and creating a very interactive thing with characters and an overall gameplay that can be very interactive with people. So there's always, no matter where there's going to be this puzzle process that's going through. We were looking to have a great outdoor space and bringing some food vendors and a beer tent and some midway games and interacting with all of these characters and doing it's a much smaller scale show. So we're probably talking like 25 vendors, but we're not looking people. We want people you make unique handcrafted stuff, not stuff I bought from China. So I want some actual horror vendors, artisans in there on the floor that are willing to participate in this game puzzle thing that we're going to do. So we are working on the logistics of this right now.
There's plenty of those horror vendors out there. Like, we had one on the show recently, the babies. Her name is slipping my mind. I can't believe I forgot her name. But there's so many out there with good, high quality stuff to produce and bring out. So that's exciting. Can't wait. Where do you think you put it? Do you have a location kind of picked out?
Yeah, talking about downtown. What was it?
It's called Monarch Studios. It's in downtown LA. It's right off the 10. It's really free. So cool. It's a fantastic space. The owner is amazing, and he did everything he possibly can and bent over backwards to help us get our Dark World of Oz project shot there.
Beautiful. So is it going to? Okay, you're not in California. Who cares? Is it going to be Horror World?
Yes, we're actually looking at that as just a Horror World, and we'll do it like we did before. We had, when it was Texas Chainsaw Massacre, it was Horror World TCM. So now it'll have a new tagline to come with it for this particular event.
Oh, I am in love. And let me just tell you this. You know what? I may need to get you and Cheryl I may need to go to California, meet you and Cheryl, and take you guys up to Utah to see my buddies Ken part Evermore.
Nice.
And trust me, your head will be spinning. We'll be right back after these messages.
Looking to be a part of a community while getting dished out Halloween, horror, and haunt industry happenings? Well, you're in luck. Word on the street is that Yep, That's Scary now has a Patreon, accepting like-minded individuals to engage and participate and have a little fun. Within our new horror family, get exclusive content, merch, and messages from the cast. Be invited to some exclusive member-only events and notable horror events. Sign up and become a Patreon member today.
I just want to say, Larry, do you want to play a game with us? We have this thing called Ticket or Skip It, and I want to see your thoughts on some of these movies since you are a director, producer, and writer. Is that
Absolutely.
okay?
Yep,
All
let's do
right,
it.
all right, take it away, Gerard. Say your line, Gerard.
All right, it's about that time for
Take it or skip it, stream it or miss it.
Unseen. This is my fear. As a lover of the outdoors and a blind man, this is my fear. Being lost in the woods, blind due to losing my glasses, and being hunted by someone. Unseen looks to be one of those good time scary situation movies. This film won't win any Oscars or scare the pants off you, but it looks like it'll be one of those good flicks. Let's take a good look at Unseen.
You're late.
I'm sorry for the inconvenience.
You smell like failure.
I'm watching you.
Please pick up. Please pick up. Hello? Oh, thank God. I've been drugged and kidnapped by my ex, and I can't see anything because I broke my glasses. Who's this?
Are you 911?
No. Could you video call me and guide me to somewhere safe? I don't think I'm the person to do this.
My ex is going to kill me. I need you to be my eyes for me.
Okay.
Let's go.
No one is getting murdered today. He's here. Oh, no, I see him. I'm gonna have
To find another phone.
Can I use your phone, please?
Absolutely not.
There is a woman who's about to get murdered.
What kind of crack are you smoking? I want my phone back.
It's an emergency. Where is his car?
Keep walking.
Tell me when he's here.
Now!
Emily!
I can't do it alone. I need you.
Your ass is going to jail.
What the?
Hey, if you got lost in the woods,
What would you do?
I wouldn't get lost.
Wow,
Nice.
wow.
So, this is the point of the show, Mr. Bones, where we decide if we're going to watch it or skip it. So,
Take
Mr.
it or
Bones,
skip it.
ticket or skip it? Excuse me right there. Oh, it comes out March 7th. I believe I missed that part. Mr. Bone, would you ticket or skip it this?
I think I'd ticket it. I like it. I like some of the new stuff, especially that you add any kind of a bit of a horror, comedy element to a horror element into this thing. I think maybe one thing that we'd love to see in this is kind of like maybe the first person, the lead female, be able to see like the vision of that blurry vision of like maybe shadows of it you can't see. Maybe put yourself into her footprints, her life of what she can't see. I think maybe it might be in the film. I don't know, but I'm not seeing that in the trailer. But I think that might be a neat element because I think that would be freaky for the viewers to be able to go to know that I can't see what any more than she can. But I do love the element of like strong characters, and I do like the element of like the comedy as well.
Absolutely. Willie, what about you?
Oh man, this is a ticket for me. First of all, I love seeing more and more horror comedies coming out. I mean, it's good to get a nice scream and jump, but also a good laugh. It's a roller coaster, right? That's what we want. So I love a good roller coaster. I'm a big roller coaster enthusiast. So yes, this is something that I would love to see. I love that there are two situations going on at the same time, and we don't know where the train is going to be a wreck at the end or not. And I love that perspective. What would you do if you are in her shoes in the woods and someone's trying to kill you and you need someone to be your eyes and need to know where to go? Where can I hide? It's a strange situation to be in, but using technology just to survive and be and not a victim but a survivor. I want to see where this play out. But then also taking someone's phone. A phone nowadays is over $1,000. That's a felony. So if you were gonna take my phone, I will call the police. We're gonna fight. I'm gonna take my Glock out and I'm gonna fire. Shots fired. I mean, come on now. Where's my shot fired? There we go. Oh, whoa. There it is. Sorry.
Okay, go ding ding ding.
Person, I love sound effects. What about you, buddy?
You know, this is something. It's literally the blind leading the blind. You have an individual who has no idea about the woods leading a blind person. So it really is the blind leading the blind. And I love that aspect. And this is something that could actually happen to me. You never know. I could be hunted down the woods, and I'm blind. I have contacts in now, but a lot of times I wear glasses, especially if I go in the woods with those glasses and I lose them for some reason. Forget about it. I'm going to need somebody to guide me home. All right. So this has got to be taken from me. This is a real fear. All right. Craving, March 7th as well. A group of heroin addicts are besieged by a group of mystery figures inside a rural bar. As the withdrawals start to set in, it is revealed that one of them ain't who or what he says he is. As everyone gets the windows locked down, the doors barricaded, and the beast comes out. Is it real or is it the withdrawals? Let's take a quick look at Craving.
Hello? Dolores? Baby?
Damn it, double or nothing.
It's your paycheck, buddy.
It's 7 months today.
It's incredible. I'm proud of you.
I get another.
Telling you less is just trouble every which way over here.
That sounds like gunshots.
Call the cops.
Keep your hands where I can see them. All of you.
It's clear. No windows, no doors.
What do you people want with us?
Our fight is out there, and unfortunately, it's your fight now too. They're barricading us in.
Hope y'all are nice and comfy. What may come as a revelation to some of you is that there is a monster among you.
What's he mean? Monster?
Now all you gotta do is let us know you're ready to give him up. The clock, she is a ticket.
We can't untrap us in here. You think they're just gonna leave witnesses?
We need to do something.
This wasn't part of the deal. Tell me the truth.
I saw it dead in the eyes.
Your time is up.
Wow. Okay.
I found a little doozy one. I found a little bit of obscure one. What do you think, Mr. Bone?
Yeah, I'm not really sure on this one. I'm not really sure exactly what the story is. You have a very short amount of time to really get something on a trailer to get without spoiling the whole thing. That I'm not really sure exactly what the story is on this one.
So is it going to be a skip it for you?
I think, well, I don't skip anything. I watch everything, but if I had to pick and choose, I would, okay, maybe skip this one based on the trailer. I don't know if maybe the film itself is better.
Wow. Oh, well, that hurts a little.
You know,
it's a skip it or take
first of all, I love doing ticket or skip it with guests because they give a different perspective and it allows me to like think outside the box. But let me just say this: it will be a ticket for me because because what Larry Bones just said at the end. He said the trailer may not be doing this film justice, and so hearing what you talked when Gerard, when you mentioned about the plot of the story, I felt like the idea of it is unique. You know, with the drug rate going up in America, and so many lives are being affected by it. Let's just be honest. This is a movie that's really scratching something or hitting a nerve, and it's still tell it in a horror way. You know. And so what is it like when someone's withdrawn? They are a monster. So let's make it into a monster. So this will be a ticket for me. But that trailer, that didn't do it justice. But it's a ticket for me. What about you?
It's a monster movie. It's gonna be a ticket for me. You know this, man. I found a monster movie, and I'm like, this has got to be on here. I love them. It's going to be a ticket for me. I'm excited for it. Actually, it comes out March 7th. I'm ready for it. I love monster flick. You can't beat a good monster. I'm hoping, or it's just delusions and heroin addicts withdrawals. Wolf Garden coming out February 23rd. Y'all, I swear, I'm finding more and more movies coming out this year about werewolves. And here's another one. When William disappears due to seeing haunting visions of a woman he loves, he runs and hides himself in the woods. But the beauty of the woods can't hide the demons in him. Now let's take a quick look at The Wolf Garden.
They say alone time is good for the soul. But too much can lead you down a dark path.
Promised I'd always take care of her.
What's the matter with you?
I don't know.
Ah, these little moments of fate that bring us crashing down to where we are.
You will always look after me, won't you, William?
They're getting closer, you know.
Please, we can't let it happen again.
Whatever happens, we're gonna get through this together.
Do you have any idea right now what's going on?
No.
But you do, deep down, you know.
I love you so much.
Okay.
Nice.
I'm not sure how I feel about the okay. This might be Mr. Bones. What do you think about this trailer of Wolf Garden?
You know, I love werewolf movies, and I know there's not enough of them out there on the market for sure. You know, what I kind of like about this one is it's a bit of a slow burn, but it's not really telling what's happening at the end. So you're getting more story up front, and you can tell that something exciting is going to happen in this film. You don't see it yet, but I think it's that I really like that. The fact, you know, I can tell that it's story driven, and I can tell that, you know, something ominous is going to happen in this without blowing it in the trailer. So I think this would definitely be a ticket.
Nice.
Okay.
I don't know about this one. I mean, like, for me, it has a story, but the story has to like really intrigue me, and I'm about the wildness. I'm about the, you know, in your face wildness, like Cocaine Bear. I want to watch that one, but I mean, since Twilight and Interview with the Vampire, I mean, my love of vampire and wolves have been kind of like, you know, but I don't know. This is a skip it for me. What about you, Gerard?
This is going to be a ticket for me. You know, and I'm honest. I was kind of like going to skip it at first. I was watching the trailer, trying to find something. And the ending scene, I don't know if we could see it on this screen because it was real dark. Yeah, I turn my light all the way up on my phone when I watch these trailers and stuff, so I could see the wolf face, and it looked like the original Wolfman. I'm like, I want to see it now. It does a classic werewolf design, which I love. So this is going to be a ticket for me.
Awesome. Okay, so let's do it. Name one of the best horror film festivals in the world. Nevermore Film Festival returns February 24th through the 26th at the historic California Theater of Durham in North Carolina. This 24th edition is both in person and online. Nevermore will screen 64 brand new feature-length films and shorts from around the world. Filmmakers and artists will be in attendance. The virtual festival is February 24th through March 2nd and is available for streaming in North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, Tennessee, Kentucky, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. For more information, go to www.ctdurham.org/Nevermore. FF. Wow, that was a handful, mouthful, but yeah. Festival, yeah. Now, is your film are they going to be in festivals? The films that are in production now?
Well, actually what we're working on for the Dark World of Oz is actually we shot this in a very strange way, where instead of actually shooting the entire film, we shot specifically a trailer. And when I talk to the production people, going, "Well, wait a minute, we don't usually shoot a film and then pull from it." It's like, no, we're going to specifically shoot a trailer. So that's what it is. It's a proof of concept trailer. It's actually right now in the hands of our CG artist who's creating everything in our green screen world. They're creating the Dark World of Oz right now. So it's a little out of my hands right now. But like I said, I'm going to get it out there to the world so we can actually get this thing into a feature-length film.
So let's talk about it. It's time for it. So you've taken one of the most American heart-loving story of Oz and twisted into your own dark vision. Explain, what is it? What is this film all about?
It's actually pretty funny, and it actually came just by a random Facebook post, and this was like mid-September, so it wasn't even all that long ago. And someone had posted, "Oh, someone's thinking about doing a redoing of Oz," and I just posted out there, "Hey, this would really do fun to do a dark version of Wizard of Oz."
Yeah.
And people lost their mind. The messages started coming in, the comments started coming in. It's like, oh my God, maybe this is something I should be thinking about doing. And because it's such a classic tale that people that are 100 and people that are 10 years old, everyone knows Wizard of Oz, and it's well loved. It's like, well, okay, let's take this thing and update it and re-envision it and kind of put some of the familiar characters from it, but make it in a much darker world. I did some initial research into the Frank L. Baum books.
Yeah.
And this is dark stuff. This is not like Dorothy and the Munchkins kind of stuff. The stories are very dark, and it really was inspiring for me to kind of just take this thing and create something new with it, something familiar, but something new, and update the process. So that's what we've done. So we spent 3 days, a couple days at Monarch and one on location to shoot this trailer, which is actually you should be seeing here in maybe 6 weeks.
Is the trailer out already or no?
No, not yet.
Okay,
not yet. The editing is done, but we're just now waiting for like the CG elements and the musical score to be finished up there. So, like I said, probably about 6 weeks, we're going to release this to the world for everyone to see. Kind of what's happening in my dark world again. So that's primarily it. Is taking this genre and this story and just giving it a reboot. But something that comes out of like everything that we do with everything practical. So all of our effects are practical. We shot all of our fun stuff in front of green screen, so we can create a CG world around practical effects.
Nice.
So
what are the characters we're about to embark on when watching this?
So our lead in this thing is a young girl named Ozzie Diggs. Which is actually a nice takeoff of that, and she lives there again. That's her with her. She lives with her abusive aunt and uncle, Aunt Em and Uncle Henry, in a modern world, and they're very abusive to her and hate her, and she hates her life. But she's this artist who dreams at night and dreams this fantastical world in her head, and and so she draws everything. She wakes up and draws all these things. And one day she's a very bold girl, and she walks into a bad situation of someone being attacked and gets shot, and wakes up in her world of Oz, and has to have this remembering and finding her true destiny, because it's a world that she has created. So she's running across all of these characters where the Scarecrow is now our Straw Man, and the Tin Man is now our Metal Man, and the Beast is now our Cowardly Lion. So but they all have their own little unique stories. And there's Wiz, which would be our Toto.
So I see that some of these conceptual ideas and designs are very, very dark, and so that's the Tin Man right there, right? I couldn't find Beast. Is one of those?
Yeah. I'm not sure I have a still of him up there. I think I do one in silhouette on there, but I can but he's in there. He's in there very briefly, but he's in the original Baum films. The Wicked Witch sends a pack of wolves to take out the girl in the thing. So I kind of created this monster to be a bit of a werewolf, somewhere between a werewolf and like a lion. So it's this gnarly dark beast in there. So,
nice.
So while you're creating this, did you get kind of inspired by like the darkness behind Wizard of Oz? Like there's apparently what a monk Shin hanging himself in the background of one of the scenes. There's a lot of dark, weird elements in the classic Wizard of Oz. Was that some inspiration for you with creating this?
Well, not so much. I tried to really steer away from anything from the film itself and actually go directly back to the source material of Bohm, because there's many, many books and stuff like that. And if you actually really do read them, it's like doing the Brothers Grimm or Poe.
Yes,
you know,
yes, I was going to say
back in
that.
the old world of this darkness. It's like, but it's for kids, though.
Right. And don't you think it's kind of strange how some of the children's tales are so dark, like from Brother Grimm and from Frank and from the others? Do you think that's kind of strange, or is spot on?
I think it's probably a sign of the times of like warnings for kids. It's like don't get lost in the woods because there's something horrible out there.
Yeah, I love it. Now I noticed that you didn't put Dorothy in her regular blue plaid and in the picture.
No.
You was trying to stay away from that.
Yeah.
all that well, but really hone into the conceptual art of the characters.
Yes,
because the characters are more memorable. You got the Tin Man, you got the Lion, you got how was that process in developing that? Because that's like, look at that, that's amazing. How was that with your team, and did you bring everyone in, or was it you and Cheryl that kind of developed this together? Or
I brought out to everybody. I had people, like I said, I was talking about April from Spooky Baby. She did some costumes for me. I did.
Wow.
Larissa, who did Odd Generation, she did some costumes for me. I brought in a whole team of makeup artists to take care of the stuff, but most everything was made, like effects wise. Makeup was brought in our shop, and I just ran it out and said, "Here you go, makeup artist, make me some magic."
I love it. It's so funny because I'm sitting here trying to work on a new project myself. And I was talking to one of the co-hosts, and I was like, and I saw your scarecrow, and I took a snapshot of it, and I'm like, oh my god, we gotta get this! I think it's gonna be at Transworld. It is not. It is in a film. When you told me about this, and I was doing research, and we were pulling all the stuff, I was like, there's the mask. Oh wow, you made this for your own personal project, so it's not going to be in the spaces. It's not going to be in product.
No, yeah, this is specific for it. So
I want that. I need that.
Wait a minute. Is this all correlating and linked together? You got the Dark World of Oz. You got the Dark World. Is this what's going to be a Horrorville? What the theme park you're talking about?
Horror World? Is it
Horror World? I don't know why I did.
Yeah, we are not tying it into at this point. But like I said, people have been asking when I first started doing this. It's like, are you going to make this a haunted attraction? Are you going to make it a haunt? Are you going to make it a haunt? It's like, whoa, let me make a film first.
That's the foundation for sure. Oh my gosh! I mean,
that's
so
the
when
perfect
we
world
see,
to do it.
right? So when will we see this film out, and what's the plans? What's the strategic plans in marketing this and getting this out to the people?
Well, it's actually just getting it done, like I said, and I think our timeline right now is about 6 weeks or so to get the trailer out there, and then it's getting out in front of investors' hands and people look at it, and and there's so much interest in it. Like no matter where you go, everyone wants to know what's going on with this project. What's going on with this project?
Oh my god! What I love about it is you see a lot of film artists and directors and producers are now creating independent films. And then going to a financier or distributor and like, do I have a shot? And actually, I've seen it actually work. I mean, look, Barbarian was one of them. I mean, there's so many studio houses that are now taking risks. So is that the plan for this project here? Is to go ahead and shop it, get it out there, and do a worldwide release?
Yes. Absolutely. Even in the world of today, like everything like episodic streaming TV series, this story could totally go there. Because like I said, I've got the feature script sitting in my back pocket and with already ideas of the sequel in it and rolling around in my noggin somewhere. So
I love it because now you see Hulu and Netflix, they're coming out with some. And now Tubi, there's a nugget for you, Larry. Tubi is now creating their original horror films because they've seen the interest in horror. Which I have a connection there too. So we just need to have we need to have a talk. We need to have a talk. We gotta do some business. But yeah, this is amazing. So, what other projects do you have? So we talked about Horror World because we're gonna dish it out right now. We're talking about Horror World. We talk about the film that you have coming up here, which is The Dark World of Oz. Okay, what else do we have in the works in your pipeline?
And well, primarily those are the two main focuses right now, and I know we're coming up on summertime, so we'll be looking at like rejoining Midsummer Scream for our favorite place to go for that and stuff like that. But this is really is our focus right now are these two massive projects. And really is, I mean, I've found such a great love of getting involved with like independent horror. It's so gratifying in such a different way than creating a haunted attraction. But there again, like I said, but the fact one could go hand in hand with the other, it's like, well, okay, it leaves it wide open. But but also it's focusing on that Las Vegas Horror Nights project.
Yeah, we'll be talking about. So look, at this part of the time, you get the floor, you get the last say. So I want you to tell everyone where we can find you, reiterate what's next, and how we can connect with you. You ready?
Absolutely.
Here we go. Go ahead, take it away.
Okay, so guys, it's Larry Bones here from Boneyard Effects, and I want you guys to be looking out for our current projects, which would be our film, The Dark World of Oz, where dark re-envisioning of our classic tale. We are now working on a brand new event to potentially be happening at Monarch Studios in downtown LA called Horror World, which will be our new version of a dark Ren Fair. You can also be looking at brand new pieces coming to our line at effectstasis.com. Oh boy, there's so much. I think those are going to be our primary things, and you can also be looking for us, of course, at Midsummer Scream for their upcoming events.
Awesome. I just want to say thank you so much for the time. Thank you for being on our show. Thank you for being a professional that I could look up to.
Thank
that
you.
I can call on. Because let me just say this. Every time when I reach out to you, you always say yes. And it is so good to have someone that is leading the brigade and holding the banner and holding the standard. Don't think that everything you do is in vain. It is being watched, and we are loved. We are gravitated to you, sir. And I just want to say thank you for being you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me today. It's been awesome.
You guys, that is Larry. That is Larry Bones in the house. Woo! Yes, we'll be right back after these messages.
There you are. I'm glad I found you. You are all in very serious danger. I will guide you to safety. But I need you to do exactly as I say. You know that you are special. With my help, you can become extraordinary.
Help me.
You can now immerse yourself into original Stranger Things storyline combined with the special effects of 3D Universal Studio rides with telekinesis escape room. Immerse yourself on your own adventure with 11, Michael, Dustin, Lucas, Max, and you will be a very special and Will for your very special starring none other than you. Go to www.strangerthing-experience.com. Again, that is www.strangerthings-experience.com.
Man, you cannot forget Will, man. Will Byers.
I read Will as Will, like
I know. I know. I did the same thing when I read it, and I was like, "Oh, we gotta fix that." But let me just say this: it was so good to have Larry on. I mean, every word, truly every word from the bottom of my heart, that he has been just a strong leader in the industry, and he's attainable. Like you could talk to him, say, "Hey, Larry," hey, and I'm so glad to know him and to call him a friend. And so I want to work with him and get some of these projects off on their feet. But it was good having him sleep. Does he sleep? I know. And when you said about the rocker hair, I was like, yes, because let me tell you, you know where Larry's at when you see Larry. Okay, there are a few people that I can recognize. It is Ed from Ed. Oh my gosh,
I can recognize these. Ed.
No, I'm messing up his
Ed,
I'm messing up his last name, but he's from Distortions. And you got Larry. And let me tell you, when I walk the show floor and I see them, so it's so good. And I'm so blessed. I feel elated that to have him on the show. He is a pioneer, and I'm so excited for what he is doing in the future. So we're gonna keep our eyes on him. So okay, this is Y'all I'm Dead, where all the hosts bring 3 Halloween horror and driven funny memes in hopes to make the other host laugh. Are you ready to play? Maybe. Yeah. All right, let's do it. Bring the funny, Gerard. You better bring it this time, because last time I killed you.
Y'all, I'm dead.
Y'all, I'm dead. Mom, cover your eyes. They're showing boobs in this part of the movie. 10-year-old me.
Bro, that's good. That was a good one. Y'all, I'm dead. The similarities is a little bit frightening. Okay.
I mean,
that was at Super Bowl. I had to do it. Yes, I'm still on Super Bowl, and the Eagles should have won.
Y'all, I'm dead. When you go home with a 10, but you wake up to a killer clown.
Bro, you did it. No, you did it. That was a good one. You're winning. Oh my gosh. Y'all, I'm dead. Me checking if everyone else is vibing with the song I put on. Don't stop believing.
Y'all, I'm dead. Too bad. You're blind. I bet you wish you could see more.
You doing good. The last week, this is good. All right. Y'all, I'm dead. I'm not sure why I bought Evil Dead condom, but I did.
Yeah, I almost grabbed this one. I've seen this one recently.
Yeah, but you did it because I did. And that is Y'all I'm Dead. And if you're listening to this podcast and you would like to laugh, check out Y'all I'm Dead on our YouTube channel and laugh with us. And at the end, we got our scary clip of the week. And this one is a doozy, and you just got to check it out, Gerard. So here it is, our clip of the week from funny_BM.
It's playing in regular 1080p right now, 4K, which is the new technology. What's the biggest difference that you see? It enhances more.
Very vivid.
It almost looks realistic. Yeah. I have to grab a different remote. So we're not that one.
Oh my god.
Yo, that is our scary clip of the week. And listen, I just want to say, well, I'm excited for our next Sunday show. We got a good one for you. So come back next Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And thank you to our guest Larry Bones again for being on our show. He is just full of creativity and with his special effects, his business mogul, and his live events and just everything he's doing. I gotta pay attention more to him because he's an inspiration to me. To my co-host Gerard, and to the co-hosts that are in absence, Britt and Scared Cat. Thank you guys so much. Love you guys so much. I also want to thank our viewers that are with us live and our listeners listening to our podcast at home, work, or driving in transit. We appreciate you for your love and support. Please remember to follow, like, subscribe, and share our social media accounts so we can continue to engage while building our horror family. Until next time, guys, you know what? Stay scary.